this lesson, we're going to review the AVERAGEIFS formula in Microsoft Excel. The typical use case of the AVERAGEIFS formula is to calculate the average, i.e. the arithmetic mean, of a range of cells that meet multiple conditions or criteria. This is different than the AVERAGEIF formula, singular. This one is the AVERAGEIFS formula, plural, where multiple criteria exist that you want to take into consideration when performing the average function. Let's take a look at the formula in greater detail and the syntax. The formula is comprised of three components. There's the average range, which is one or more cells to average, including numbers or names, arrays, or references that contain numbers. And then there's the criteria range 1 and criteria 1, and that can be extended to criteria range 2 and criteria 2, and so on and so forth. You can have multiple criteria that you want to take into consideration. But for every criteria, there's a criteria range and criteria, and those act as a pair. So let's take a look at an example. In our example, the general manager of a second-hand car dealership wants to know the average sales for a certain product on each branches for the current year. The financial analyst generates from its sales journal the raw data of its sales from the current year. Using the raw data within the data table, the financial analyst is able to calculate the average sales based on the criteria of branch and product description. If we take a look at rows 21 through 25, we can see in cells C21 through E25 the table that has been prepared for the general manager and the results of the average sales for each product and by their respective branch. So for instance, for Alabama, there have been sedan sales, and the average sales in Alabama for sedans is $10,412.75 when there's been a sale. And so for California, for SUVs, the average sales for the days in 2019 was $10,250, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look at how those calculations are being performed. If you take a look at row 43, that's where the raw data is from the sales journal that's been exported by the financial analyst. We've got the date, product code, product description, branch location, and sales revenue. And in terms of the formula syntax, the average range is the sales revenue. The criteria range 1 is used to determine the specific branch location, i.e. column F of the table. Criteria 1 is the specific branch location that we're trying to determine, and that would be identified in cells C22 through C25. Criteria range 2 is the range within the table for product description, i.e. column E, and criteria 2 is the specific product descriptions which exist in cells D22 through D25. So that's what the general manager wants to know. And so let's take a look at how we calculated the average sales for each product and branch location within cell E22 through E25. So if we open up the formula for cell E22, we can see that we're using the AVERAGEIFS formula, and then we use an open parentheses, and the formula starts with the average range. For the average range, we're using cells G44 through G103, which is the sales revenue contained within the raw data table. Next, we have the criteria range 1. And criteria range 1 is the branch location within the data table. That's contained in column F. For criteria 1, we reference cell C22, which is Alabama in this case. For criteria range 2, we reference cells E44 through E103, which is the product descriptions contained within the data table. And finally, for criteria 2, we reference cell D22, which is sedan in this example. If we press enter, we can see that the average sales in Alabama for sedans is $10,412.75. Note that the formula is only taking into consideration sales that occurred in Alabama and which are sedans. So it's an and formula, not an or condition as part of the formula. So what does that data tell us? Well, it tells us that whenever there was a sale in Alabama for sedans, the average of those sales was $10,412.75 per day that there was an occurrence. And we've got the rest of the stats available for California, Florida, and Washington that the general manager wanted us to obtain and report back. Hey guys, thanks for watching this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe from you. And if you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel, check out these videos above. And don't forget to check out our website, commercecurve.com, where we have lots of in-depth finance and accounting courses available with full training workbooks. All of our courses come with complete workbooks of lessons, examples, pre-built financial models, and training video. Hope to see you there.